Are you ready? race fans, welcome. Left turn or Next Gen Broadcasting coming at you live, Pismo Beach, California, and we about ready to get it done tonight, folks. We got one heck of a race for you. Welcome to our e-racing broadcast channel live on Twitch and YouTube. Man, like I said, we're gonna be tearing it up tonight. We got some exciting action ahead of us, folks. We got one heck of a series that's been putting on a pretty awesome show, THROTTLE and their truck series. And we're going to be getting it done at New Hampshire tonight, folks. Oh, man, New Hampshire technical track, driver's track, and it's going to be all kinds of fun. All of this brought to us tonight by Blaze Pizza in Indianapolis, Century 21, all over, of course. And then we got Masterpiece Hair Studio in Pismo Beach. Also with the FSM sponsors of the FSM Motorsports Esports, I'm sorry, I'm messing this one up, of course, but their designs, their logo designs, I'm sorry about that one, and man, getting it all done with all kinds of support for everyone tonight. So really excited to see what's going to happen here for all of us, and we got some special guests bringing it in tonight. Well, first of all, we got Tom, our man in charge over here. He gonna be doing the Mack attack, if you will, the Mack truck analysis on tonight's race. Going to be a lot of fun, so let's bring us all over into this thing and get ready to get fired up here and see if we can get them up on comms. Give us one moment. All right, Tom, you got a copy?
I got a copy, Chris. How you doing tonight?
Man, I am stoked, like all kinds stoked here, just kind of getting things squared away for us all. Man, we got one heck of a race going on. I mean, we're going to be showing some talent on track. We're going to have some really good excitement on the field. Before we go over that whole track, what we're going to be looking at for tonight's race, let's bring in our special guest tonight. As I mentioned earlier, we got our man Greg here, owner of the Blaze Pizza establishments in Indianapolis. Let's see if we can ring him up on comms.
Oh yeah, I'm here, bro.
Ah, there he is. All right, so our man Greg here, not only is he awesome sponsor of Next Gen Broadcasting and all the series that we're going to be affiliated with, but at the same time, he does race his tail off over there in the Front Row iRacing series on Fridays. Man, pleasure to have you aboard and welcome on in, my friend.
Oh, it's a pleasure being here. I understand that this is a great group of guys here that's going to be racing tonight, and I'm looking forward to seeing some exciting racing.
And myself included, my man, and you know, especially with it being this technical of a track and what's going to be happening on here in just a minute. And let's go over that track if you don't mind here. Tom, you got a copy?
I got a copy, Chris.
All right, let's bring it up and let's see what we got going on. Give us a little description about what's happening for tonight on this track that we got going on.
Yeah, so the boys tonight and girls are at New Hampshire Motor Speedway tonight for the THROTTLE Truck Series. You know, relatively new track on the NASCAR circuit. You know, opened June 5th, 1990. We got a 1 mile oval, 1 degree of banking on the straightaway. So really no banking on the straightaway, and 2 to 7 degrees in the turns. So there is progressive banking here. Look for drivers to be moving up the track, trying to use that banking to their advantage. Pit road speed tonight's 45 mile an hour. Fuel window 72 to 74 laps. They have 3 extra sets of tires, no fast repairs. And tonight, you know, the keys of this race, they get those long green flag runs. Are they gonna take care of that right front tire, not get it too hot, not abuse that tire? Or are they going to run hard? They're going to use those extra sets early. You know, again, taking care of the truck, no fast repairs tonight. Other big thing is don't spin the tires coming off the corner. You got to take care of the rear tires, keep them cool, or else you're not going to get off the corner, and well, you're going to see trucks just losing it coming off the 2 and 4.
All right, so it looks like we got a lot ahead of us when it does come to that, and we're going to be pulling up a little bit of schematics of our track right now live with us, and let's see if we can bring up a little someone on track to give us a demonstration of what these drivers are going to be enduring tonight when it comes to New Hampshire. And of course, it's like you mentioned, flat aggressive track here that these drivers are really gonna have to maintain on their tire wear the whole bit. I mean, to really run these programs with it being a shorter style of a race. You do have those tires out there, but it's at the end of the day, it's going to be time on track. So if this thing remains green, we'll see who's going to negotiate those the best, burn them off quick and hope for that caution, or continue running forward with a good tire strategy and can have that time on track at the end. All right, Tom, what do you got for us when it comes down to our drivers on track here, and give us a little demonstration?
Oh, well, we got James Morris tonight here, and he's waiting on pit road. He's going to give us a lap around.
All right, let's look up James Morris here, and let's get on board with him. We got him. All right, so we got James Morris up in the 19. He's going to go ahead and come on out of pit lane right now, and we're going to see what we have going on with this track at New Hampshire. Here he goes. And we're just go ahead and ride on board with him, and that way we get a good feel of what we're looking at here. All right, here we go, folks. James Morris up on deck in that 19 truck, and he's going to go ahead and spin us around this thing as he's coming up into 3 and 4 right now, and he's going to be kind of rotating this center, and he's going to go ahead and give us a good launch here. We're going to see what's going to happen on this, around this track. So note it's very flat, and the entries and whatnot are going to be crucial. Letting it roll. You're going to hear a lot of that tonight, letting it roll through the center. Let's go ahead and crank it up just a little bit. Here he goes, getting on the throttle right there. Make sure not to spin him. Looks like he's getting it done pretty good. Nice rotation through. Go ahead, Greg.
What I'm noticing is a lot of patience on a lot of these drivers. So these guys, they know what they're doing. So, there's no point in pressing for anything early in a race, long race. I'm seeing a lot of discipline here, and that's going to be enjoyable for the fans.
Yeah, very smooth lap so far as he's, rotating around the center. I'm seeing going into 3 and 4, really starting to get on the throttle, coming out, bringing it out to the wall right there, getting those RPMs up as quick as he can. Now we're in the truck, so not going to have nearly the power or grip per se when it comes to that launch off and exit. So it's really going to determine on those entry points, that rotating through the center and getting back in that throttle as soon as possible. You see him launch back out again, coming down the backstretch, going into 3 and 4 here. Going to go ahead and pave around this guy, a little higher arc here, utilizing some momentum, not trying to wear them tires up. Again, melting those tires away is going to be crucial. But look at the overcast as well. We are going to be seeing, per se, possible cooling in track temperatures, which I'm sure our tech over there, the Mac truck analysis, will be coming on board with that change in track as it progresses throughout this evening.
Yeah, we're definitely going to be keeping an eye on that, Chris. Track temp is dropping, so look for that grip to improve a little bit as the race goes on.
And one more note, I think a lot of these guys, from what I've been able to analyze in practice, is they're going to be diamonding these corners a little more frequently than later to save on tires. In past experience, that's pretty much what has led to better tire wear, and the guys won't have to go through the 3 additional steps that they had for tonight if they can take care of those right side tires.
Yeah, so I mean, again, it's going to be about leaning on those right sides, but how are you going to want to lean on them? You're going to want to lean on that right front, right rear, depending on where you're trying to, honestly, you want to lean on them both and try to balance that thing out. But that is going to be the trick to these short tracks and being flat the way that they are, not a lot of banking. So it's going to create a lot of those outside G's, forcing on those right side tires, which again is going to create that heat, which we're going to be going into also throughout tonight's race. Talking about that heat generated in those tires, these guys are ripping around this track. Not only with the you see the 19, or 18 right there, getting a little squirrely as he comes out. Sorry, I got his number wrong on there, 18 on this one. But yeah, so we're rolling and slowing up, and it looks like we are about ready to get ourselves over into qualifying. So we'll get our last thoughts on tonight's race here before we drop us over onto the rest of tonight's planned festivities here. So let's go ahead and bring us on back over to the booth. All right. Bam. So let's go ahead and talk a little bit on some strategies there, Tom. Let's go ahead and bring you up first on this one, on your thoughts on tonight's race while we have just a few minutes before we get up and going here.
I mean, watching these guys in practice, and like Greg was saying earlier, patience and taking care of that truck is going to be key to winning this race. You know, they got 120 laps. It's still a relatively short race. So I'm imagining guys are going to take it easy and just kind of feel it out. Because again, there's no stages tonight. So if it's green, it's going to go, green all the way. Who knows? They're going to get a lot of caution. It's fuel strategy and tire strategy is really going to come into play tonight. I'm really excited to see what drivers use that to their advantage.
Absolutely, and I agree with you on that one. Now, and that's pertaining that it does go green the whole way, way through on these long runs. And again, that's patience off the start, the whole bit. And let's hear from Greg. Greg, what are your thoughts on tonight's race, and what are you hoping to see, of course?
Well, this is a well-established league, from what I've learned, and there are a lot of disciplined drivers here. So, my perspective on the race tonight is a lot of guys are going to probably be, just like Tom said earlier, they're going to be taking it a little easy. Take care of your tires. You only have a few sets. And, basically just to be able to ride around, for lack of a better phrase, and use discipline to be able to, maybe outdrive maybe some of your competitors who are going to ultimately burn up their equipment, and basically using the grooves of the racetrack to their advantage. We know that the bottom line is not going to be totally feasible. So people will go up into that second and third groove, and they can get good runs off. So like I say, it's going to be an interesting race to see what drivers develop, what strategies, and at what time they just decide to deploy them.
And I like what you mentioned there about the discipline as well. This track, it's a short track, so that means that the straightaways are short. So your approach, your gain when it comes to those straightaways as you come into the corners, you feel like you're like, all right, I'm gaining on them like super fast. And then you rotate through that center, you may push, you may come in too hot, too fast, and the next thing you know, bam, you're burning them tires off. And so basically, that's the thing you're describing about when it comes to, I believe, about that discipline. Blowing up, easing up on that thing, knowing that you have a bit of a run, saving those tires off the bat, saving that patience off the bat to again make it to the end of this thing, as opposed to burning it up and falling back.
Yeah, like I said, and that, at the end of the day, if it plays out the way that we've kind of painted it, it's going to come down to the pit crews and pit strategy as to ultimately who's going to win this race. Mm-hmm. And keeping your truck clean,
right.
And that's basically the whole nine, the whole barn, basically at this point. Keeping your truck clean.
Greg, yeah, we're gonna get back on that, keeping your truck clean, but we got to get over to our things so we can hit our timing, and we will be back here in just a moment here, folks.
America. Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming? Who whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight. O'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets regular, thunderbolts bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave.
To give the command to start the 5 Energy 301, please welcome New Hampshire native and the star of the new movie Pixels, out in theaters July 24th, our very own Adam Sandler.
Hello! This command is for all of you in New Hampshire and for all the troops overseas. Drivers, start your engine!
All right, folks, and we are about ready to fire this thing up and get going in tonight's race. If you're just tuning in, everyone, this is Next Gen Broadcasting. We're bringing it to you loud. We're about ready to bring it to you fast, and it's going to be some hot action out here on this short track tonight. We got New Hampshire, and we have Hung Throttle in their truck series, and they're going to be ripping these things up, hauling it fast, we hope, and getting it done tonight in New Hampshire. We have a little bit of a short race ahead of us. We got, of course, Tom and Greg on board, going to be monitoring the race and giving us their Mac attacks on tonight's race analogies as we are getting ready to go green. And you see right here, we have our starting lineup sitting on that pole is Dylan in that 70 truck. Josh is sitting second in that 46 machine. We got Ty Cole in the 41 sitting in that third spot. Andrew is sitting in that fourth position with that 12 truck. In that fifth position with the 44 machine of James. We have in the sixth position Russ and with that number 20. We've got James also in the, or I'm sorry, Ryan in the seventh position, that number 90. We have James Morris in the 18 machine in that eighth position. We have TJ Black in the 94 trucks. Look for him over there. And we have in that ninth position. 10th is Cody Morgan in that sixth. 11th is Don Fish in the 58. We got rounding out the at least 12th here in our positions we're showing is Zach Goodwin in that in that 12th spot. All right, drop in the hammer. Here we go. Green, 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 and we are gone at New Hampshire with Hung Throttle in their truck series. All this brought to you tonight by Blaze Pizza. We have Greg on board monitoring the race, and we're going to be looking for him to chime in here and there. So as we get underway here, everyone's lining up toward the front and toward the top. I'm liking it. The top 10, everyone's standing in file. We're talking about that patience earlier, and it does look as if that is in play. Bringing it up on some track, and we got Kenova here in the 70 truck. He got off to a really good start there. And Vinot is in the second. Oh, we got a truck around the 46 around. We got caution out. We're still building up those tire pressures and getting these guys up and ready to rock. Let's see what just happened. All right, so we see the 64 coming in and coming in hot. Oh, nope, the 23. So it looked like 23 may have pushed there and got the 4, and basically according to effect right there, and does look as if the 64 got more or less the worst of that one, but we have some damaged trucks there right off the start, so that is going to be, whoo, ouch, ouch, all kinds. All right, what are we? How are we looking so far with your guys' booth? Everyone getting a good view? Greg,
absolutely,
Tom?
absolutely. That was an unfortunate caution early in the race. Maybe these guys can come in and get their trucks repaired and journey on. But the start of the race looked immaculate. I figured everybody's going to get spaced out and race. Unfortunately, that caution happened, and but I still think these drivers are still going to be at the same mentality throughout.
Yeah, Roger that. Tom, what do you think about tires on how many tires we have tonight and strategies there? Who's going to want to keep those tires as much as possible and run this thing out?
Honestly, in my opinion, the way the right front wears here on these trucks, whoever's easiest on the tires, and whoever has a set left, if and when that late race caution comes, they're going to be the ones that probably going to come out victorious tonight.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it's going to be that patience, of course, on track, which, you got to get those tire pressures built up first off, which before you can really start making some of those aggressive moves. We see a little bit of a push action there, coming in pretty hot. And also don't forget about the brakes too. I mean, those things are not warmed up. They're not going to grab the way that you're going to expect them to after a few laps, after laying on them a little bit. So I mean, there's a lot of little things that they can do prior to these green flag stops and starts, of course, when it comes to their brakes, dragging them a little bit, warming them up. But that may have been a product of getting on those brakes, and they weren't really quite there yet. And by the time he got on them a little bit harder, he already pushed through that center, and he was in the back, because everyone's still very tight and in close combat right here, as we are still under our first caution, a couple laps in.
I noticed. I ran some laps early today in practice, and honestly, it took about 4 to 5 laps for the truck to kind of start to settle in a little bit, get heat in the tires, get all the heat in the brakes, for it to really start to get comfortable out there. Hopefully these guys take it easy for a couple laps and just get heat and everything, and should get everything sorted out.
And that's what we're looking at. That's what we're looking for right now. It's just the start of the race. Everyone's nerves are rattled. They were running that practice. It's all good, but everyone was a little more spaced out when it come to that. And now everyone's bunched up. And of course the pressure is on. The points are on the line. The adrenaline's pumping. You want to get those positions as quick as you can. Of course, off those restarts, but at the same time, you have to manage your truck. Now, we were also discussing earlier, we're just getting into that point about keeping that clean truck. Yes, aero is not a huge major factor here. I mean, yes, it's going to blow you up a little bit, but it's short track. Greg, elaborate for us a little bit while we're still running around getting ready to go green about that contact and keeping that truck clean.
Well, it's one of those things where they've done a great job of standing this racetrack, and if you happen to kind of slip up and get some damage, they haven't transferred the damage model as greatly as they have in other vehicles that they have right now, but the damage is sufficient enough to slow you enough to where you won't be able to keep pace, so you have to be very careful. And here we go on the restart.
Absolutely, and careful is the name of the game, especially on these restarts. And we go side-by-side action with the 12 and the 41. Ty Cole on the outside, and rotating on the inside is that 12 machine. We got Lewis taking over that second position. Looks like the 41 is rotating a little high to the outside, filling right in behind him, though, as these guys are up and gone. Now we're going to find out to see who is going to be doing what here, and having that patience. As we zoom out just a little bit, and we're seeing some side-by-side action a little bit toward the back. Let's shift to the 58 on the outside. Don Fish trying to find, gets an aggressive dive to the bottom, barely clear Spotter got it right on that one as he gets underneath and trying to rotate and hold that bottom. Great launch, freeing it out, trying to gain some positions as he is on his move forward. Look for Fish in that 9th position right now in top 10er, and not worried about his tires at the moment. But he has himself, it looks like a good balance and a good run.
Chris, keep an eye on that 94 truck of TJ Black. I'm looking through the manufacturers in this field, and it looks like he is the only Ford. So look for him to drive to the front.
Oh, fantastic! Is that our man, Mr. Steve Jaworski there, dropping in and saying hello? How about that surprise attacker? Here we go, Steve Jaworski in the booth tonight. Great run so far. Everyone's starting to have those patience and really get this thing squared away as these tire pressures are coming up. We're now looking still on the 58, and let's see if we can rotate through our field a little bit, get a little more toward our leaders, and see how things are looking up forward. We got a battle going on between the 83, drift back a little bit there, about ready to miss that one. So everyone's starting to line up, tire pressures building up now, everyone's starting to find their lines, but we do see some movement toward the front here. Ty Cole in the 41 starting to get his dig on as he is starting to near in on the 12. Ford truck high to the outside, one of our first lap traffic right there. That's Rush going down and around on the outside, possible had that contact in that first caution. Around the bottom, everyone seems to be clearing just fine. Everything is starting to pace out. So let's go ahead and drift back a little bit to where we see Josh right there pacing behind. It's a little bit side-by-side action right up in front of him. There it is, the 23 of Kayla McCarthy on the bottom right there, rotating underneath the 83, side-by-side, drag race down to start-finish line. 23 is going to take that one, and we have the lap track again of the Ford truck on the outside, rotating high to the outside. Everyone makes it clear. Woo! Contact! Ouch! That's going to, I don't think you're going to be able to buff that one out, but sparks be a flying, and if that was only at night, folks, you'd be seeing one heck of a show. Greg, what do you got, bud?
Well, it appears that everybody decided that they want to run around for a few laps, and everybody's kind of strung themselves out. There's a couple of side-by-side battles for the most part. Everybody's kind of getting themselves out and waiting on that pit call, whether to take 2, whether to take 4, and fill up and finish the race because they got at least one pit stop.
Absolutely. Well, look at this, Mr. Cotton Morgan in the 6 truck outside here, digging through this thing, kind of getting a little stalled up. You got a little bit of an accordion effect going on for this battle to get into the top 10. The 58 rotating through, the 8 rotating through, but look at this tornado happening behind them. Woo! Side by side, bring up the action, folks. Got Morgan stuck right there. Cody Morgan stuck right in the middle of this thing. Well, right in front of it at least, as these guys are barreling down on his bumper. At the same time, he has traffic in front, the 90 and the 54. The 90 looking and trying to stay low. Murray on the outside of him, trying to maintain, and both of them are keeping a great pace. And how long is this? 90 now low on the 6, trying to continue his drive forward. And it looks as if the 94 is looking possible 3 wide. Here we go. Coming into 3 and 4. Huge battle. Progression right in front of us. This is all for the 9th, 10th, and 11th positions here. Everyone digging to get into that top 10. That's what the rest of them points are at. Let's go, let's go, let's go. Look like this. And the 94 rotating high, trying to get his run on. 64 getting stalled up. He's trying to get up in this battle here. Excellent run toward the middle of the field in the top 10th to about 14th position. Steve, what do you got?
Well, I was just watching the 8 truck of Godwin. He'd been making his way up towards the front. He's up there battling in the 8th, looking for 7th. He's up +5 right now since the start of the race. So he's on the move. As the 6 truck, I see him just make contact with the wall.
Ooh, missed that one. Let's see if we may be able to bring that back up though.
Yeah, he has right side damage as well as the right rear damage as well, so he's going to be hampered for a minute.
So we got to, get a great battle right in front of them, though. as we're looking at Josh in the 46 on the outside.
Been side by side for quite a few laps here, with the 46 and the 8 hanging strong on that outside.
Kind of wondering how long they want to maintain this when it comes to that bottom line on how much heat they're putting in those tires right now, wearing them off. I mean, but I don't see a lot of anywhere else really to go, at least with this pack. Everyone's more or less stabilized and neutralized their speeds and their runs, and now they're sitting right on top of each other. Tom, what do you got?
Yeah, honestly, we got.
Whoa! Whoa! Whoa, yeah, that's the time to come in, Tom, right there, baby. That was some contact right there.
Oh.
Great save by the 46, and we just happened to be on him. Good job, Josh.
But, yeah, honestly, I'm a little surprised how hard some of these drivers are going at it. And, again, that might be part of their strategy, you know. 3 sets of tires might not seem like a lot at most tracks, but figure with 72 to 74 laps on a fuel run, theoretically, if you wanted to, you could do it on one stop. Split it up. So maybe that's what some of these drivers are thinking. They're going to go hard and then maybe save a little towards the end.
Well, I mean, speaking of going hard right now, we have the top 4, I'm sorry, that are really starting to check out here. And they're not seeming to lift one little bit. They're running a really nice pace, sticking right with each other. 12 and Ty Cole of in the 41 truck been sitting with each other pretty much more or less since the start of the green here, and then we have the 20 truck kind of coming into play and into suit. So these guys running that long run program hopefully right now, because this thing's starting to spread out just a little bit and letting these strategies come to play. Well, kind of spread out a little bit. As we're looking at 3 wide. Here we go. 23 on the bottom, rotating and in the center. Oh, contact 8 into the wall. Ow, man, talk about a push and not a give. 8 truck hard into the walls. We all just seen there. Ouch. I mean, that's going to leave a mark for sure. We're not going to be able to buff that one out. Let's go ahead and look on that right front to see what may, see how hard it is. Oh, yeah, destroyed, folks. That's beyond the arrow right there. That's going to be tracking. So we're going to see if, and hopefully you don't cut no tire down in the process, and see how long you can hold on to it.
Keep an eye on our 15th place. Richard Malagany. He's in that 022 truck. He's about 8 positions since the start of the race and still climbing, as well as Kayla McCarthy as well. Ooh. He's up 6.
Now I was watching the in the 23 truck, getting into some pretty fierce battles, marching through the field, and also look really stable in practice as we tuned in there for a little bit. So really looking to see what the 23 truck's going to have to offer here, as we see Kayla McCarthy, in the 23, holding a beautiful line there and sitting on the bottom. Great job, Michaela. She looks like coming up on the 94 and about to put some really big pressure on the 94, looking for that low line. Middle, trying to, rotating now underneath. Side by side action coming out. Let's see what it is. Drag race. We see a side by side battle up a little bit toward the front of her, and for the looks like the 9th and 10th positions. This is for the 11th and 12th positions. Kayla McCarthy now rotating underneath and going to clear. What do you got, Steve?
That's a textbook pass right there. If you noticed, coming into the turn, she backed up her entrance, so she was able to get back in the gas sooner and drive and cut down and drive underneath the 94 and have that speed down the straightaway to have the advantage going into the next turn.
Woo! And talk about some exciting and advantage. The 12 is looking to keep his advantage as they're going side by side for second place. The 70, I'm sorry, for the lead, my bad. For the lead, my bad. What am I doing here? So the 70 truck backing out, or backing up a little bit as a 12, saving those tires possibly. Greg, what do you got on that one?
Well, everybody is at this point kind of in preservation mode right now. Everybody's running consistent laps. And
oh no! Oh my goodness! Pushed by the 12, 70 truck goes up into the wall. No caution yet. 70 truck. I'm sorry, Greg, to interrupt you. It going to happen. Oh, man. That is unfortunate business right there, folks. All kinds. 70 truck was our race leader, and now falling back, probably cut front and all that stuff. No caution at the moment. Let's grab a look-see at the front of that. Oh yeah, destroyed as well, folks. We've seen something similar just a second ago.
Very unfortunate for the race leader.
Oh man, we understand battling. We do. You know, but ouch. So real
Great
early.
news for Cole in the 41 because he is now the race leader. He went from 3rd to 1st.
During all that little battle, and they got woed and slowed up, and Ty was right there to take advantage. And that's a great example of lurking, and that's the style that he was doing. Him and the 20 both just back there lurking, waiting for those guys to go side by side and start racing, and then all of a sudden they're going to be there. And if there's any kind of mishaps, like there was, bam, taking quick advantage of the scenario and situation, not having to heat up and burn his tires, trying to race trucks to get up and get in those positions, gets to basically just kind of steal that lead away, and get to style out in that clean air. I mean, who doesn't love that clean air, right? And your truck just happy go lucky.
Now it's a race for the biggest mover of the race right now, because McCarthy has made her way up into the top 10, and then the 022 up to 13th already, plus 13 on the race. Looks like.
Wow, definitely getting something done, saving the tires, running the program out, and you're seeing this right now as we're watching the 23 once again starting to gain a little more. She's now find herself into the top 10 in that 23 truck.
Well, gentlemen,
Yeah, I've been watching that
keeping my eye on
23
the,
truck there, Kayla McCarthy. She's been having really consistent laps so far all race. I look for her to be up there in the front and be contending for this.
Oh, 100%. I think we're on track to do so. What do you got for us there, Gregor, coming across?
Yeah, I was checking out the 46 truck of Josh Benoit. I tell you what, he's got something down in, even with damage. He's being very consistent, very steady. I look forward to them making a move forward to in this race, because they're gaining on a leader, even with damage.
Wow, that's again handling right there, changing your line. Oh, just as we say that, amazing save! Man, he laid it up throttle just a little much with that limited downforce. I was just getting ready to look on him with that bent up rear spoiler, and you see that thing really come around on him. But amazing save by the 46 as he loses a couple of positions, but it could have been a lot worse. Woo!
Maybe less.
Oh, you know he's sweating some bullets right now. I guarantee you that. Ooh, Ty Cole, our leader, and we see a battle going on for that 12th position right behind him. So now the 20 has got to the back of the 12 car or 12 truck underneath him right now. 12's going to rotate on the outside, and that 20 is going to hit that bottom. Let's see if he can keep that thing stuck right now with these tires wearing off considerably. You know the heat is. Oh, look at that wiggles right there. It's a good wiggle. That's trying to put the power down, and you just don't have the grip behind it. Oh man, that's a prime example of how these tires are really starting to wear and tear up a little bit here, as these trucks are really starting to lose their grip. But these drivers just get on top of that wheels. Oh, that's what's happening.
Absolutely.
See, what do you got for us?
I'm still watching McCarthy in that 23 up to 9th place and looking for more. I mean,
man,
climbing our way up.
Yeah, what a good call on that one. We jumped right to it, and it's side by side, actually clawing toward the front, saving the tire. Obviously, saving the tires was working on this long run that they are having. They had that quick caution in the beginning, so now everyone kind of got it sorted out now. So those drivers that were on that tire saving mode from the drop of the green flag, I believe you're really going to start to see that style of the cream start to rise to the top right here.
and the 23 is getting off the corners much better than anybody else at this point. So, yeah, I definitely look for the 23 to be a contender.
Absolutely, as we see TJ Black here diving to the bottom in the 94 truck, side by side, or an 83 truck against the side, the 94 truck. 94, ooh, made a little bit of contact as he pushed a little hard to the outside. Those tires starting to wear as we are 37 laps in out of 120 tonight. But look, oh man, the 83 pushed hard and high right there. Probably came in a little hot because he was trying to get a little extra. Oh my goodness, and we got...
I've been watching that 83. That's actually the line. The 83's been running, going up real high.
Okay.
It looks like in 1 and 2, and then kind of diamonding the turn.
And I figured people will be doing that, especially late in the run, to save on that right side, right side tires, both front and rear.
Makes me a liar that time.
Just a little bit as the 20 and now looks like the 12 right there are duking at it even more as the don't be switching my camera back. I want to see this as the 20 comes up underneath this guy and gets an amazing run launch, pacing himself. We're looking for those drivers that have that confidence in.